once again to Mr. Sensible. Great to see you all here. Please make yourself at home. Today we're going to have a look at something a bit different. Isn't there always something different? Today we're going to have a look at a professional dowser. Thank goodness I've got the support of my patrons. Massive thanks to my amazing patrons, including new patrons Chris Kelling and David Cooley, John Bunker, Sky Wizardless, and my newest patron TC Lucas. Thank you each and every one of you. Guys, you know how much it means to me. Thank you. So dowsing, what is it? It's the ancient art of walking up and down, waggling a stick or a rod, and declaring you've discovered stuff. This guy has made a living out of it though. Let's have a look. See what you think. Roll VT. Excellent, that sounds really handy. I can only imagine the amount of money it must save finding out exactly where to drill a borehole, save drilling one in the wrong place. Thank goodness for professionals like you.
Well, we're just going to demonstrate outside how dowsing works in a practical session with a bottle of water, which is used for finding water, and a copper pipe for finding copper pipes.
Just amazing. You have already found water and a copper pipe. Does it work on cheese?
Bottle of water for starters. Initially we'll start looking for the water.
Well, this isn't much of a demonstration, is it? You put the water there. And in case you actually forgot where it was, it's actually on full view.
And obviously there's a copper pipe before I get to the water, but I should be ignoring that. Mentally I should be ignoring the copper pipe, and I'm just concentrating on looking for water. So if I carry on over here, when I get to there, I hit the water.
Is anyone else convinced by him?
And that is very precise. That's exactly where it ought to be.
Well, I'd have been very disappointed if you couldn't find that.
If I step forward a bit, I lose it again. If I come back, I get a reaction. And if I come back further, I lose it again. I've forgotten all about the water now.
John, have you spoken to your doctor about memory issues?
So I now start looking for the copper pipe. And again, that's the copper pipe. And it's right over where it ought to be. If I go a bit further forward, I start to lose it. If I come back, I hit it. If I come back again, the rods open out. Go back to the copper pipe. If I walk across it, I lose it. But the water doesn't have any effect on me at all. Pipes are always under the ground, but we can pick them up at whatever depth they're at.
So unless you are endowing those metal rods with some form of intelligence or scanning ability, the only reason that they're now affected by the pipe is because you're looking for a pipe. When you look for water, they're affected by water, which means you are the common denominator. What you are looking for is what they find. Well, come on, John, instead of these newfangled metal rods, show us the traditional forked stick.
You hold it in a rather strange way. It all feels quite wrong.
Now that's just what I said to Mrs. Sensible. Sorry.
When you hold the stick, because you think you ought to be holding it like that, which seems to make more sense. But in actual fact, everything is sort of counterintuitive with this. So you hold it like that, and you might notice that the fork stick will come up slightly just before it starts its descent, which in some instances can be really dramatic, but it's quite enough for this little bottle of water. So anyway, I'll go as slow as I can. Now the stick is starting to come up now, I can feel it. Now it's...
Oh, come on. You just rotated your wrist. You went like that.
As you can see, that's quite dramatic, and that's just for a tiny little bottle of water.
Melodramatic, I'd say.
If there was 400 or 500 gallons of water an hour rushing through 200 feet beneath me. That would move quite fast, almost to the point where it would take the skin off the inside of my fingers.
So why don't trees go leaping into the river then?
If there's something man-made under the ground, which I'm looking for, it comes up. And the reason that I always hold this forked stick slightly off one side or the other is because it can give you a nasty smack in the face. And the idea of walking around with black eyes doesn't appeal to me too much.
So there's actually so much woo here that you've given yourself a face palm warning or a face stick warning.
Up it comes. It actually locks my wrists and I have to sort of stand back a little bit to relax before it would go.
Really? Let's have a look at that little bit as the stick comes back in slow motion. Watch as he moves his head to one side. And now, this time, watch his fingers on his right hand. Ready? They seem to be pushing the stick up. I think I want a close look at your hands when you did the test with the water. Well, here we are at half speed, still quite quick. Quarter speed, he's got his palms up. They seem to have changed. Let's look more closely. He's definitely got his palms up. Watch for the turn and wow, stunning. Perhaps I'm mistaken. Go on, John, show us a blind test, real pipe underground. Then you might convince us.
I'm just going to show you how we find the line of water pipes under the ground. The stopcock is the other side of the wall, just by the light posts. Somewhere it has to get from there to the house. And that's the problem that I'm always given when I have to start looking for leaks.
Well, it's not much of a problem, is it? You know where the stopcock is, you know where it goes in your house. How about running a string between the two? Because I think it's pretty damn likely the pipe will be direct from one to the other. Unless you had some idiot plumbers who decided to detour it.
So I normally stand right against the very edge of the property and I just use one dowsing rod to find out where the nearest water pipe is to where I'm standing, and that is swinging in that direction. So it's telling me that I've got to travel in this direction to pick up the water pipe.
Well, if it isn't in that direction, you've got a problem, because it means the pipe's running through someone else's land that you're going to have to dig up. I just had a thought. Could these be used in place of GPS? Every car could be fitted with one, and we could have a flat Earth with no satellites. And instead, we just got a couple of waggly aerials to tell us which way to go. Excellent. I'm going to patent that.
So I'm now going to actually go at a slight angle to this and hope to pick it up. Now I'll get a reaction just by there, so I'm going to put a flag in there.
And John carries on working out the lay of the pipe. I'll just speed that up a bit.
And again, I'll pick it up there, so that's flag number 2. And that's my third reaction, which is just there. If I go slightly past it, I lose it again. So I know it's a very, very small thing that I'm looking for. And I've got it just about there. I'll stick that in there. So that is the line of my pipe running down to the house.
And again, just direction finding the water pipe. It's saying it's just in this direction now. And when I get to here, it crosses there. And again, cuts across there. Now you'll notice that I'm actually going across a drain cover, and there is a pipe from that drain.
So you knew where the pipe was anyway, because of the drain. Not much of a blind test, is it, John?
Which goes off and it goes across from the water pipe that I'm looking for. But I'm not actually looking for the drain pipe, I'm looking for the water pipe. So that's the thing that I'm picking up. The next thing is, it could be a copper pipe. So just out of curiosity, if I look for a copper pipe, I don't get any reaction at all. So if I go back and I start looking for a lead pipe, I'll pick it up.
So as well as being able to tell the difference with what you're looking for, whether it's water or a man-made object, these rods can also determine what the object is made of, way underground. Forget ground penetrating radar, forget mass spectrometry. You're onto a winner here, John. All you need is a couple of coat hangers.
So I'm working my way across here, and there you go, it hits me on the shoulder because I've got a man-made structure that I've just come across.
Unfortunately, what John does not do is dig a little hole to show that he's right about the exact position of the pipe and what it's made of. No surprise there. Well, John, thanks for your time, but I don't think I'm going to be employing your services. I hope everyone's enjoyed that. Something a little different again. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Just hit mini-me down in the corner. Until next time, guys, stay sensible.